Hello YouTube land, it's Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter. Today is January 28th. Hopefully everybody's having a wonderful January. It's really cold here. I'm going to pop in real quick, show you what I've been up to, and then at the end of it I'm going to add a couple of clips at the end of this video. What have I been up to? I think last time I talked about using up my number 3 weight scraps. I had this basket. And I did. I wanted to, because it's all different colors, I wanted to find a block, a square, but not a granny square. So I went on the hunt and I found one that looked pretty easy. It was a tutorial by Glenda from Creative Grandma. And it's this. Okay, I think it's called a Mosaic square. I'm not sure, but I will leave a link for it down below. Okay, I'm going to show you the whole thing and then talk about it. This is it. Oh my god, look at all the different colors and blocks, and oh my goodness, it was just using up all my scraps and it was great. I loved it. And then I used a slip stitch seam to seam all of them, and so I seamed up all of the rows, and then I went across and did that. Anyway, I love it. Used up a lot of my sorry, my dog's barking. A lot of my number 3 weight scraps, and I call scraps anything that is half a ball or less. So that I got that done. I love it. Now I need to find a home for it or keep it myself. But I still have so many of these, so many. So I started another project. I love this stitch so much that I wanted to make a blanket out of it that was not blocks. So I started it, but I did not want a square. So if I just keep adding to it, it's going to be a square. So I started it with the rectangle granny, and I'm doing the same stitch, but in the rectangle. See the stitch? It's pretty neat. The only thing that I noticed here is that the ends seem to be doing this. Not sure how I feel about that. But I'm going to continue, and whatever it is, but I'm going to keep going until I use up all of these number 3. But there's not a lot of, this is the brightest that I have. Right now I have mostly like neutrals, like blue and teal. We're going to put it in. We're going to see. So we'll see how that goes. So I got that done. I'm really pleased. And if you try it, you're gonna find it so easy. Such an easy stitch. I'll leave the link for it. What else have I done? So Crystal from Bagode put out a pattern for a, what does she call it? Spirograph beanie. So oh my god, here. So I wanted a hat because she said it was very thick. And so, this is going to be a story. A couple years ago, my husband wanted a hunting hat. He wanted me to knit him a hunting hat. But I couldn't find, but he wanted it in wool. And I couldn't find a wool that was this bright. I could find acrylic, but not wool. And Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches, she dyed me the yarn. So I ended up knitting him a hat. And then I had some left over, so I said, well, I need one too, right? So I made this hat, the Spirograph beanie, and I didn't have enough, so I found some brown. But oh my god, I love it. I love it so much. It is so warm. I love it. Up here, we're going through a cold snap. I need this now. Now, this one I made exactly how she did the tutorial said, exactly. So I said, and I knew it was going to be a little big on me because I have a puny head. I've said it before. So I made this one. And what I did was I stopped the increases earlier so that it would be a smaller hat. And you can't tell really that it's smaller, but trust me, it is smaller. It fits me beautifully. I wore it today. It is warm. Even though it's acrylic, it is warm. It is great because it's like double layer. And this is Mandala Ombre in the color Cool. But so it's like grays and black and a little bit of brown. I don't know if you guys can pick up on the brown. There's a little bit of brown in there. I love it. Love it so much. I think I'm going to make a few more of these hats. They're so great for our winters up here because even if you use acrylic, it's still warm. But I did make myself a wool one too. So that was a great, fantastic tutorial. And speaking of Crystal, a while ago I made her a quilt and her daughter a couple of quilts, and I told her she didn't have to put it on her channel because that's not what the reason was that I did it, but she posted it. So I figured, okay, I took some clips of what I made prior to me shipping it off. I'm going to attach it at the end of this. Also, another quilt that I made for my neighbor, I took a little clip before I gave it to her. I'll attach that as well at the end of this video. Yeah, it's just, if you want to stick around and watch what I've been quilting, that's great. The other thing, that's all the crochet that I've done. The other thing that I wanted to show you that I've been working on is my neighbor, another neighbor, she's learning how to sew. So she's asking me, she wants to make a makeup bag. And I'm like, well, I don't know how to make them. I never make them. So she was away, and while she was away, I taught myself how to make them. So now, probably tomorrow, we'll get together and we'll make some makeup bags. I'm going to show you the first one that I made. It's a dud, okay? It is wonky. This just goes to show you that if you practice, you'll get it, right? But my first one, it does not look, I mean, it's still usable. It still unzips, like it unzips. I forgot the tabs. It unzips and you can still use it, but it's not very good. The seams are completely wonky. They're not the same size, so one side, so kind of the bag kind of leans to one side. But you know what? Still usable. I'll use it, but yeah, I wouldn't give it to anybody. So anyway, I decided to practice. So the next one I made was another one made out of Scrappy. I had all these little pieces of cats and dogs, and I put it together, and I put the tabs, and so you use the tabs to open it, and I lined it, and my older daughter's already put dibs on this, so I got better. But my favorite one was this one. I think I'm going to keep this one too. This one is made from an old repurposed tablecloth. So it's kind of like a wax coating on it, so it's wipeable. Perfect. I think I'm going to keep this one. And like I said, all of these fabrics were thrifted, and the zippers as well were thrifted. When I go to the thrift store, I buy the biggest zipper I can because it's going to be cut down. And I usually stick to plastic zippers because they're easier to sew over and cut. Anyway, so I made that, and then so tomorrow my neighbor's going to make her first one. We're going to do it together. So that's what I've been up to. I've been practicing on that. I've been quilting other things and crocheting other things, but I try not to show whips because I don't want to be held accountable for it. Like, when is it going to be done? No, if I don't finish it, I don't finish it. Anyway, so that's it. I hope everyone is having a wonderful January. Our January's been a little on the tough side. Lots of stuff going on. Not of the best news, but you know, we're muddling through. Anyway, I don't know when I'll come back. Probably like a month, I would say, because we've got a lot of stuff on the agenda for the next little while. But if you want to stick around, you can watch the videos that I attach, the 2 videos that I attach after this, and you'll be up to date with what I've been up to. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a wonderful winter, and we will talk soon. Okay, I don't have a lot of time to do a whole video, but I wanted to do a little clip of what I made for my neighbor. It's a quilt, so I'll attach this to another video. I have a neighbor who's absolutely fantastic to me. She does a lot for me, and I wanted to make her something, but she doesn't come across as the scrappy kind of person. So I made her something still using Scrappy or thrifted and gifted fabrics, but I followed a pattern, and I'm pretty sure this is one of the first patterns that I followed. I don't have a name for it. It's this. I don't even know where I was, and there was a magazine and it had a quilt pattern. I took a photo of it, of the pattern and everything, and then it sat on my phone. I figured I'd print it off and I'd do it. So anyway, now I did buy the backing because her favorite color is red, and I didn't have enough of red to make it. So I gotta get all these threads. But this is it. Oh my goodness, hold on, come on. I made this quilt. Oh my God, I'm so pleased with it. It was a lot of work. So if you take a look, all of these are, she loves flowers, so I took all of, not all, but a lot of my flower patterns or flower fabric, and then I pieced them into these blocks, and then I put all the blocks together. And even the white, you probably can't tell, even the white is all different whites. All white, like a cool white, but all different patterns on there because, like I said, so the top is made with Thrifted and Gifted. I bought the backing, and then I also made binding out of the backing as well, so I bound it. I am so pleased with how this turned out. And as far as the quilting is concerned, I just did, my machine has a wave stitch, so you basically just keep your foot straight, but the machine, the needle goes like this. So it's a wave quilt, like quilting part is wave. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm so pleased with how it turned out. I think she's gonna love it. And I'm doing this quick video for posterity because I'm giving it to her tonight. We're playing cards and I'm gonna give it to her tonight. So anyway, I just wanted to make sure I get it on video so that I remember for future and I can share it with you if I choose so. All right. Okay, I'm gonna do this video real quick. It's very early in the morning. Hubby's still sleeping. He's got the dogs. I've been working on something that I couldn't show earlier, and I'm actually gonna film this and attach it to another video. But you all know Crystal from Bagger Day. I've always wanted to thank her. She's always been super kind to me. She has spoiled me rotten over the years, and I always wanted to do something nice. And I was chatting with her, and she goes, you know, I really love your Scrappy quilts. And I'm like, perfect. I can do Scrappy quilt. Anyway, this has taken me months and months and months, and I'm not gonna post it until after she gets it, if I post it at all. If she doesn't post it, because she absolutely does not have to show it on the channel. I don't want that. But if she posts it on the channel, then I'm gonna show it on my channel too. It's taken me months, but I'm gonna show you. This is all made with what I call thrifted or gifted fabric. I quilted it. All right, let me show you. This is Crystal's Scrappy quilt. It's the biggest thing that I have made, but as you can see, it's got all the fabrics. I did just straight line stitching, quilting, and yeah, and then I backed it with this. I know red is not her favorite, but I didn't buy anything for this, so you know, I used what I got. So it's just a little flowery red backing. I'm so proud of it. I hope she really, really loves it. I made this for her. Let me stand back again. Yeah, and there we go. I love it so much. It took me a long time to make, and like I said, it's all thrifted or gifted fabric. It took me a long time to make it because you have to make take the scraps and make it into individual blocks and then piece them all together, which is all the fun part. But then the quilting and the binding and all that stuff, that took a long time. I'm not that good, so anyway, so I get that. But then I wanted to make something for her daughter. So, and I know she likes, I'm gonna show you the last one is, oh, I love it so much. I made her a little quilt using, I want to say this is called a rail fence pattern, where you make the blocks, and all the strips are different sizes. Like I said, I used thrifted or gifted, and then I had lots of this pink because she loves pink, so I made binding out of that and the backing. So I think she'll like it. It's very girly colors or child like colors, spring, whatever, I don't know. Anyway, I love this. So I made that for her daughter, her little daughter Rose. And then I was on TikTok and I saw this, and this was trending in the quilting world of TikTok. It's a puff quilt. I scoured my whole craft room for all the pink that I could get, and this was pretty much all of my pink. It's a puff quilt. Look at this. Look at this. So this probably will never be repeated again, although my neighbor wants me to teach her how to make it. I'm like, oh my god. This was hard. So like I said, these are all thrifted, gifted fabrics. Everything that had like a pink tone to it. I made the puffs, put them all together, and then I decided I found this, I thrifted this little eyelet piece. Well, it's not a little piece, it was huge. So I added the little eyelet piece because she loves pink and girly things. Anyway, and then I found this fabric, and it's got watermelons. It's like a picnic blanket, watermelons with little tiny ants. I don't know if you guys can see. It was so cute. I'm like, that's cute, right? Hopefully she likes it. Anyway, I made little Rose a puff quilt. Let me tell you, I have no idea how she's going to wash this. I'm assuming soaking. Some people do put it in the washing machine. If she's got a big enough washing machine, she could probably put it in the washing machine. I hope it doesn't fall apart. This took me a long time to do as well. Now, I did not quilt this. What I did was the old-fashioned way. I tied every so often. I did a little tie to keep the layers together. It was fun, but it was hard. And the hard part was not putting it together, was pushing this amount of stuffing in through the neck of the machine. I lost 3 nails. I'll show you. 3 nails I lost to this quilt. I would get my fingers too close to the needle bar, and it would just take my fingernail right off. Oh, some of them bled. Not all over the project, but anyway, so I'm very pleased with this. I have no idea if I'm going to show, and I'm going to send her some stuff when she goes to wash it, because everything here has been washed already. I pre-wash a lot of the fabrics because they are thrifted. I pre-wash everything, but you never know, things could bleed, so I'm going to send her those color catchers. I'm going to send her a box of color catchers so she can, you know, if she gets around to washing it or whatever. Anyway, I just wanted to, I'm going to add this to another clip, but I wanted to share. I'm so proud of this so much. This puff quilt was going to be the death of me. Anyway, I hope she likes it. It was a lot of work, and just think of all these fabrics were thrifted and not thrown away, or they were reused in this form. So I'm so proud of that. Anyway,